Left, your left, hey. Left, right, your left. You got it.
Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
You got it!
3 weeks after graduation, he left home to serve his nation. 8 years of Semper Fi, whatever it takes, sacrifice. 5 tours in the Middle East, 8,000 miles from family. Made it home to New Orleans with a Purple Heart and PTSD. Days are short, the nights are long. Now his fight is here at home. This time, all alone. Those memories run through his mind, unwelcome at all the wrong times. The worst part is nobody knows. He's a soldier, struggling in the shadows, a true American hero. A wife, kids, and a couple dogs. You might think that he's moved on. His uniform is a suit and tie. 6 o'clock, mess each night. Bath time and a couple books. Say a prayer and hit the rack. He's not in Afghanistan, but the Middle East starts fighting back. He laid it all on the line. find. Those scars serve as a memory, the time he served for you and me. The ones we don't see are in his mind. He's a soldier getting by in the shadows, true American hero. From the moment he swore to defend, till that folded flag is placed into his next of kin's hands. That will be the end of his fight. Old glory will be flying high for a true American hero. He's a hero. He laid it on the line. He's a hero. He made the sacrifice. True American hero.
What's up, everybody? This is the Monday Debrief. I've brought my my esteemed colleagues, Mark and Andrea, along with me.
Yes. Mark is on my computer, and it might be a little bit of a struggle for if you don't use it all the time. It's a struggle.
ASDF, Mark. ASDF. They go on ASDF. That's how you do it. Sorry.
I couldn't think of anything probably more needed and more respected than to play Jim Anthony's True American Hero today, as I hope I'm having a moment. I hope everyone had a chance to relax and enjoy life today, knowing that you got that opportunity, not even specifically because of those who have perished and those who have blood, sweat, tear, lost limbs. I mean, today is the day about remembering those that we've lost, and it is meant to be a veteran-related holiday. I do know that other people remember the people from their past and from their families and from their loved ones, and I personally think that is 100% okay. Even today, as we won't say the name of the airline, and we know that this stuff's going to happen, but even one of the announcers on one of the airlines said, "Have a happy Memorial Day." And that, it's when you go, and I have to deal with one of these, even this week, losing a close family member. We always want to celebrate their lives. And I know celebrating is supposed to be happy. And so I honestly, we had this conversation during last night's show about how should you receive it when people make comments like that. And even today, talking with Andrea, it's if you look at our graphic for Memorial Day, the People's Patriot Project graphic, it starts off, remember grace and receive with grace. We are with you. Today we remember. Tomorrow we get back to work. To remember is not enough. Patriot Pride. I'm not the Dalai Lama. I'm not any great speech professor, any of that. I have an opinion and I care, and I'm willing to put my thoughts and pieces out there for the world to hear. We hope you had a great Memorial Day, remembering those that have given you the opportunity to celebrate this day in whatever manner you want to celebrate this day. This is a public holiday, and everyone gets to celebrate this day. That's what our brothers and sisters have done. That they fought for that. That's the reason. So people in our country can live the lives that they want to live in the manner they want to live. I want to catch up on some stuff. I see Phil Cook. It is a great video. Thank you, Mr. Cook. Jeremy Daniels, great to have you here. And again, we want to make sure we're connected. And, I reached out to you today and asked if you saw this whole show last night. We do want to make sure we're moving things in a certain direction, and hopefully it works in your benefit. I know. Gabriel Wren, because he hasn't been available because of a busy lifestyle that he lives, he hasn't been here. So it's been hard to do any of the shows without him. And so we're glad he's here so that we can. Is that even getting up there right now? Put that there. Those comments. Yeah.
There it is.
We love Gabriel Wren.
We could barely start, Gabriel. It was rough. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah. Again, I hope everyone has had a blessed day. I'm going to tell you, we are living off this amazing high from events from this weekend and from, I think, and I don't want to take anything away from any of the guests we've ever had, but last night's show, I think, was probably one of the best content shows that we've had with having Dr. Bob, Colonel Dr. Bob. It was just an amazing outreach opportunity, and the connection between him and Jim was phenomenal. It was even really cool. And we'll let Jonathan get into the Jim Anthony narrative, but there was a moment where Jim had even reached this guy who has been in command of Navy SEALs and Delta Force, and I'm sorry, they're human, but they are really badasses as well. And just the things that they probably have experienced and seen, and to be touched and moved on the show in the manner that it was awesome. Dr. Bob is part of Swords and Deals. He's got 3 books out: 6 Days of Impossible, Swords and Saints, and Doctor's Journey. The Doctor's Journey is from the perspective of a soldier. His mission is about raising awareness about the PACT Act, which he is 100% boots on the ground, all in on the PACT Act, and making sure that he's reaching the families that have dealt with the issues of burn pits. But again, we do have a listener in our network that I think is going to benefit from that relationship as well. You know what? He's a guy that people listen to, and I'm excited to have him in our network, and he's willing to open the door a little bit for us. We're not doing the big ask, and just wanting to build and manifest that relationship with him. The PACT Act allows for the family to receive benefits from those people that have been affected by burn pits, and so that's an exciting piece. You can find all 3 books and information. We're going to put up a link here in a moment, and but you can find them in Amazon, and it's awesome because Jonathan's jumping on there.
Because we can see
I'm going to beat him,
over
though.
here.
I'm going to beat him. I did it.
Oh, that's funny.
You got me.
You know what? I'm just going to say this because we are going to be in the position to hand out a lot of attaboys, thank yous, and stuff this week, and we're going to hold back the reins a little bit because we want to put a post out that thanks them everybody, which is going to be near to impossible. But I just want to share how much I appreciate Mr. Crochet and what he does in support of A, the debrief, and B, we got your 6 at 6. I know it doesn't infringe on his family and his work and stuff on time, but he's always here and he does an amazing job supporting what we're doing. And it's been an amazing enhancement to what we've been doing. Thank you, Jonathan, for what you do.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question real quick?
No, you can't.
His book, is it called My Dear Sarah? Dr. Bob's last book that he talked about. It is a compilation of his great grandma's letters to his great grandma. It's letters from his great grandpa to his wife during the Civil War, and it's a big collection of those letters that have been handed down generation to generation, and they're in his hands now. And he published those, and that's amazing. That's family lineage. He is a 5th generation. Well, wait, are there 5? He visits 4 generations in Arlington on Memorial Day, and he will be the 5th generation buried there.
Yeah.
Gosh, that is just lineage that is relentless.
And he's not asking for it. He's not looking for it. He actually, before we got on the show yesterday, we were joking around a little bit, and he's taking on other jobs. I was concerned he was handing out stickers at Walmart, and he assured me that that's not what he's doing.
Oh my gosh, he's busy.
And I'm like, Doctor, what do we call you?
Commander,
Mr. Adams, Commander, Colonel,
Doctor.
Yeah, and he's like, I really like Dr. Bob if you'll call me that. And I'm like, you got it, Dr. Bob, sir. The fact that he gives us the time of day, the fact that he's able to come on and share a passion for a mission to take, his mission hasn't ended. He's been boots on the ground. He continues to be boots on the ground, and he validates everything that he fought and was in the trenches for. And literally, he's been in all of them. So,
well, and when we talk about not about always serving, so his doctor, his physician job is with children. He's a pediatric doctor, and he is working with. He takes care of underprivileged children.
Do you think he got that experience working with the Navy SEALs, working with children? Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah.
Is that?
Lots of shit. I bet he saw things, though, that made him want to do that. That's the thing.
Kids.
That is
Kids.
Funny. Hey, Tammy Joe. Tammy Joe is in the house. Does Tammy Joe have a voice today? I wonder. I can see she types. Ouch. Well, what else? I have 3 pages of notes. Is there anything else that some cool quotes? And do you want to share do you have Dr. Bob cool quotes, Jonathan? I don't want to.
Actually, I was kind of wrapped up in just listening for the most part last night, but I got lyrics from songs is what I wrote down.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take one from each page. So
Okay.
we were talking about, patriotism because of Memorial Day coming up. And I talked about how I try to teach flag etiquette to my 7th and 8th graders, and how it's just, how else do they know? I have a feeling kids don't go to parades quite like they used to. They don't go to football games, high school sports. Some high schools don't play the national anthem or do the pledge every day kind of thing. And so I'm always trying to just teach, like, it is not law. I mean, some countries it's treason and you're out, right? But there is a lot of etiquette that goes with understanding our flag. And so that was Dr. Bob grabbed onto that and said that what our nation needs right now is what we're lacking in is identity. We need our identity back. Since 9/11, we were great, and it's just kind of falling to the wayside in the last decade.
So I want to pose a question, just and I don't know how much interactive. It's probably not going to be a long show. Well, we wanted it to be a shorter show. Some of us haven't even been home
It
yet
can be
since
long.
this weekend.
It's my house.
What do you think? So first of all, what was before 9/11? First question. What was before 9/11 that was the glue that bond us all together? I mean, you heard, and I don't want to focus on the negative stuff. You heard about how our Vietnam veterans struggled to make it home. So what was it? What was it that held us together from that point? Then the next question is, what's happened from 9/11 to this point? Why are we where we're back at or at where we're at again? And
and kids just don't know. They just don't. My kids, I mean, they're in their early 30s, and they barely remember 9/11, but they talked a lot about 9/11 for years afterwards. So they got a lot of that. So then I was just cruising through the next page, and weirdly, it starts out with Dr. Bob saying, "We've forgotten, as a nation, we've forgotten what America is all about." And he expounded on that later on to say that we've lost touch with what our country was and has. We have uniformed service members around the world and community service officers, Leos, around our communities that are keeping us safe. We have that. And we need to regain the love of that freedom, the knowledge of that freedom. And we need to remember what the flag represents. And that's a big piece. It is a representation. That flag can hang there all day and it doesn't give me freedom, but it represents all of that freedom.
This stuff is the kind of stuff that is a catalyst to get my brain absolutely rolling. And the fact that, again, I remember as a kid, there was an auto industry that did a song about baseball, apple pie, and the 4th of July. And we have so many shiny objects that distract us from building on this collective, building on this collaboration, building on, and I get, and I do know some people, some organizations.
You need to go home and take a nap. Wow.
Gosh, I haven't even had anything. Well, that's not true. In Utah, we tried a little something. Texas, Utah, Minnesota. That's how
we went from Texas to Salt Lake
City.
City.
A straight line. If you look on the map, it's a straight line shot to go to Utah to come to Minnesota. Yeah.
We're missing the bottom of our triangle.
Back to so we have a piece in our branding. To remember is not enough. And I think, how do we teach that? And that is going to be a common theme in our network, is to remember is not enough, because we spend so much time taking a moment to remember and then it's gone. I need us to put action into those thoughts. Why are you angry? Because you're not where. Okay, people, if you don't like the way you're being treated, and I do, and I'm okay with a protest that doesn't burn down buildings. I'm okay with that stuff. I'm okay with a protest that doesn't throw a brick through a window. I'm okay as long as you're not destroying other people's property or what people's tax dollars are paid for. Go and talk all day long. Okay. I prefer you don't block streets and bridges. That's my opinion, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be a little angry if I have a loved one that needs to have medical assistance at some point, and you're worried about I will restrain and pull back the reins at this moment. That was a close one. It's to remember is not enough. I'm telling you right now.
Indeed.
Remembering hasn't gotten us any further along. And I'm not saying remember to the point of being stuck in the past. I'm saying remember what we fought for. Remember that our freedoms and liberties are bought and paid on the backs of those who have served. And I'm talking even today, our first responders that are in the street. We saw an amazing graphic today that showed the American flag. This was about our freedom. And then it was the blue line flag, which I had a disagreement with, only in the fact that it says this is what keeps us safe. Because it's not just our PD and our men in blue and women in blue. It is our firefighters, our EMS, our frontline medical staff, all those.
Phil, you are absolutely right. I want to touch something else that Dr. Bob said that goes along with Mark's thoughts, which they were lengthy. Oh, with the pledge. So Mark had said something last night about, like, sadly, to the good and to the bad. A hero is what the person looking at a potential hero defines hero as,
It's
right? And yes, it's all about perspective. And I don't want to step on the American heroes because you're going to talk about that, Jonathan. But we talked about the pledge and the respect for the flag and standing up for it. Now I can't. Oh, so trailing this, what was the last big thing? And Dr. Bob, because Jim Anthony asked a great question. He asked, like, we talked about how it matters what others say. Jim asked, Dr. Bob, what part along your trail, how have things changed, and what is the progression? How has it changed? The progression of sentiment for veterans changed. And Dr. Bob went through coming back from Vietnam and being spit on and raged against. Then there was Iraq, and then there was these are our heroes again. And they came home and back to kind of the celebrations. Then there was 9/11 and yeah, I might have these out of order, but I was trying to keep up with all the conversation. Then 9/11 brought back that bond. And it's kind of disintegrating because there's too much going on again inside our country that we're forgetting about all the edges. And so we're looking for that stability. And Phil, I just wanted to say that's where it's at. The respect we had across the world has been tainted, and today's generation just doesn't appreciate because they don't know.
She said tainted.
Tainted. No, not like ain't, but tainted like a bad thing.
Well, and before
I have an opinion on that as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Not. I agree with what you said, but I also think that a large problem with the reason things are the way they are is because no one understands the value of a different opinion anymore.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about political sides. I'm talking about people in general. Sure. It's either my way and that's the only way, right? What happened to sitting down, listening to somebody's opinion, hearing a difference, and then thinking about it?
Yeah.
At least have a conversation.
Having a thought process in your own head about, man, that guy's got great points or whatever. You know what I mean? Like nobody, there's no debate anymore. It's this way or no way.
I had a conversation with Dr. Bob before the show started, and we got into heroes, which was weird because that was a highlight of the evening's conversation with Mr. Anthony's music. But we've also changed, and you said perspective, but we've also moved the mark of what a hero or what a champion is, because now, and I know this is going to hurt some people's feelings, but now because someone was bold enough to wear a dress, they're a champion. Okay, I can't buy in that though. You know what? I wear dumb clothes all the time, and I'm sorry. You don't need to shake your or nod your head.
People just tell me I look silly, I
do it. I know.
There we go.
I do it. Not for attention, but again, to shock and awe. And I honestly know That's why other people do that. They want to have the attention, but it's not. I personally, my opinion. Sorry, it shouldn't be recognizable as a piece. You're not a champion because you bold, maybe. And again, if you want to celebrate that in your circles of what you do in your, I don't want to see it on my Time magazine, to be honest with you. And for that reason, I don't buy Time magazine, and I'm bringing it up, and algorithms will say, "Oh, look, they did Time magazine."
No.
But Andrea knows this well, and there are companies that I will not spend a dime on. I will not spend a dime on because their branding or their message or their how they operate doesn't appeal to my need, my want, what I represent. And that's the way business is supposed to happen, in my opinion. And little old me, and I don't splash it all over social media. That's the other thing. It's my opinion. It's my decision. I do it for me. People in my corners know what they are. If they want to have the conversation, we have the conversation. I don't get upset. She drank actually 2 different companies.
I did.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, you did.
It's really hard on me when you're on an airplane and there's only one choice for coffee.
And
it's
she
5
got
in
it
the
with a
morning.
shot of hate, and that's okay. That's okay. I was asleep. I didn't have to rub it in. It was
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have had the coffee.
Someone that does something for society and has skin in the game has lost blood, sweat, tears, limbs, and sometimes lives. Those are the people that I'm going to hold up as a hero. That's my opinion.
I'm going to remind all of those families that have, because it was a day, the gal who checked us in at the first airport had veterans all over it.
Daisy.
Yep.
Daisy.
All over
Daisy, you're a champion. You're a champion.
From Delta. And she was sweet as could be. And now you made me forget what I was going to say.
I am so sorry.
Well, anyway, so we ran into
Our
people.
day started good. She was
No,
okay. I'm done.
When you talk, that's when I forget what I'm going to say. I'm kidding. I gotta think what it was. Anyway, and then we ate at TGI Friday. I had a little bit of breakfast, and then not our server, but another server stopped by, and she was we have a flag from that flew over the Capitol, and it's in the flag box, and people were. It made my heart happy that so many people recognize that when you carry a flag like that, a lot of times it's for a deceased member of the military, terrible. Right?
We had it in a suitcase. I do want to share this. We had it in a suitcase. It weighed too much. I had to pull something out. It had to be. I wasn't going to carry a pair of shoes around my neck. And so it ends up being this flag, and I'm trying to cut because. It was an amazing gift presented to us. It was a Capitol flag, but it's not a memorial flag. And I was talking with Andrew. I'm like, there needs to be a way to designate a memorial flag versus a flag of recognition. Those are 2 different things. But people did approach us, and I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this at all because I don't want to mislead you. This is just a ceremonial flag. Right. It's not.
And not just, but no, and what I was going to say, for those families who have had veterans, hopefully who have passed, naturally of natural causes, and it doesn't matter how they've passed, but we all have to stand together and keep fighting for those beliefs that they fought for. We really do. And if you're in a room of people that don't necessarily agree, that's okay. Like Jonathan said, you should be able to have your piece or your say and your beliefs without it being an argument with anybody. You should be allowed to have those. So those are just my thoughts. We had a lot of thoughts. So
I'm not sure if every day is a Saturday, the UMC veteran. I've seen him in my network before, and I'm not sure if that's where he's coming from. But I like the fact that he throws in the crayons there with the American flag.
Yeah.
What a
Appreciate
blessing
it.
he's been, and he's communicated with me to be able to post on their site. We've been doing that, and it is it's phenomenal. I do need to acknowledge I can't do much with his posts in my pages right now because I have over extenuated my. I have about 60 people I have to get into that account now, and I've got to push it to the overflow account.
He's
to
whining.
another.
He
I'm
knows
not
too many
whining.
people.
It takes time, effort, and you can't
Yes.
do all the stuff from your phone. That's the crazy part.
Yes.
But
And Phil, I 100% agree.
every day. That was what we said last time on the show. Every day is Memorial Day for us. I mean, I don't necessarily didn't let Miss Eichmann know when I had my moments today. Boom, just like that, they happen. We have lost a tremendous, great post. My phone's dead, but remember the one, Adam Jones?
Yeah.
I
I
the
can look
most expensive holiday.
it up.
The
Yeah.
most expensive holiday. Hopefully we get it up real quick. Yeah, I loved it. Adam Jones is with Feed the Heroes Foundation down in Georgia. Great friend. Had him on the show in the first year we were doing it,
Adam
and
and
we
Matt.
love the family. They are family. Well, and who was it? Someone, Mr. Dooley from the event this weekend said, "Thanks for being a friend." And I'm like, Mr. Dooley, I'm sorry, you're not a friend. You're now family. And because that's, we like to, we do things different with the People's Patriot Project.
How can I do this? I can't copy it.
No, I'll just.
Here you go. You can do that.
Monday will be the most expensive holiday in the calendar. Every hot dog, every burger, every spin around the lake, or drink with friends and family is a debt purchased by others. This is not about all who served. That day comes in the fall. This one is in honor of those who paid in life and blood, whose moms never saw them again, whose dads wept in private, whose wives raised kids alone, and whose kids only remembered them from the picture that they have. This isn't simply a day off. This is a day to remember that others paid for every free breath you ever get to take. Freedom.
Yeah.
Hell yes. And again, we'll take today to remember, and tomorrow we need to get back to work. That's Andrew questioned me this morning. What does that mean? And I'm like, well, it's kind of a play on words. Do not feel left out, Bobby Withrow. You are family, and you are always on the go, brother. I saw you on that big old Longhorn. You were working, brother.
Was that how the cow was sleeping? Was that post?
You're supposed to have one hand up at all times, though. Okay.
Oh, my phone just died.
And you tired them out. So you rode that one for more than 8 seconds, Bobby. We like to have a good time. But again, Andrea asked me this morning, well, what does it mean we get back to work? And I'm like, well, I'm not going to write a book about this. But literally everyone goes back to work. Jonathan worked today. Tomorrow, everyone has to go back to work. But our mission, the people that are on here, please, if you have content and want to reach out, be aggressive. I had another network of people reach out to me today, and they felt slighted because they said, you're not sharing, you're not. And I'm like, brother, please, we are aggressively moving fast and furious. And I misspelled a word, or what was that word? Personality.
Yeah,
we have personality.
A lack of
personality. That's true, right?
Personality.
And
personalities are like hair. Some people have it, and some
right. And I had to assure him, I'm like, brother, we are just, and I don't want to let anyone slip through the cracks. So, and Bobby Withrow, he knows this from example. I hope he can attest to this. It's never goodbye. It's see you later. We get to go down there and see him, and when we're in his space, we go and put paws on him. And I mean, he's going to make the Minnesota someday. I'm confident.
Yeah, ice fishing. I've already got him signed up for 2024.
2020. Yeah. We have to get back to work, people. We have to get back to work. And to remember is not enough. It's not. I'm sorry. If you think someone else is going to do the job, they're not. And us working together is going to be better.
100%. Here we go, Phil. Thank you for sharing. Oops.
Oh.
Go ahead, Jonathan. You can do that. And then, because now we already have moved so far past Jim Anthony, we better get back to his music.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is my turn, huh?
Yes.
We had Jim Anthony last night, man, and I'm sure Mark's already touched on it a few times, but what a great guy. Just filled with passion about what he wants to get out of his music, right? And he just wants to help people. He wants to help True American Hero. And that is the title of his first song last night, True American Hero. And the song was about a Marine friend of his that ended up losing their battle with PTSD. And the song was kind of written about that. The second song was This Time. And it was written at a time in his life when he was going through some difficulties. And it was his message to himself to get his head back on straight and to keep it there. And there was a few lines from the song that I wrote down. It's one of them is, this time I got a brand new lease on life, right? So what are we going to do with it? And the second line was start living for each moment given. And it's that one kind of stuck with me all day today. The third song was Let's Go for a Drive. This song was about just being content with your place in life and going out for a drive, man. I guess you let the top down in the convertible, take the top off the Jeep, Andrea.
Yes.
And just go out for a drive and let the wind blow through your hair and enjoy what some people call life.
And freedom. The freedom to do
freedom. He's got a new album that just came out not too long ago. I don't have the exact dates for it, but it's called Here to Stay. You can find Jim Anthony on YouTube, actually TikTok, Spotify, pretty much everywhere. And he's got a lot of music. It's not just a couple of songs. He does a lot of music. We also talked about a new song that he's written, which I don't believe it's been released just yet, but I'm going to get my hands on it as soon as it does. It's called It's Not Me, It's You. Yes. And he says it's a sequel to the song True American Hero, which we opened up the show with tonight. And I cannot wait to hear it.
And it's not a breakup song. And when you hear it, you have to listen all the way to the end. All the way
through.
Yes. Sounds like a breakup song, not a breakup song.
Well, Jonathan was talking, and when you guys were doing the dialogue in regards to the freedoms, I think maybe we need to come up with a bumper sticker, a badge, something that states, "I know why I get to do this," and I know why I get to go out and drink the coffee choice of my coffee. I know why I get to go and have my opinions the way that I get to speak them and don't necessarily get them checked other than people who want a different opinion. I know why I get to fly down to Texas and celebrate veterans and first responders in a music event. I know why we get to do our show. And maybe we need to someone take some notes down. I mean, maybe we start every show off like that. We know why we get to do this, and that's kind of like my patriot pride. We know why we get to do this.
And here's part of it.
We've got a bunch of people on here. Thank you, Phil Cook. Freedom is not free. Those that are influencers, those that have podcasts, those that are. How awesome would it be if we can get our musicians to start their show off with I know why I get to do this. And I mean, what a blessing. I mean, really, the freedoms that we get to have. We all get to lay our big fat heads on the pillows of freedom. I love when I get to say this because our veterans and our first responders have paved the way to allow us to live in that comfort. I got some pretty comfy pillows now. I get to use them. They keep my head cool. That's why I struggled all weekend. I didn't have my special cooling pillow. No, I'm joking. It does. That thought came through my mind as well, Phil. I mean, there's no reason why we can't give a tribute to each show, and I'm willing to let our listenership help us with those tributes.
Yep.
And I'm not going to lie. Andrew tells me I got to stop saying that. We wanted a place on our webpage for a long time that would memorialize and give tribute to those that we've lost in all arenas. And we haven't had the time and the capacity to put that together. We've actually tried to network with people that have done the work and said we'll give you credit for it. And we'll get there eventually. More people. If there's anyone that's here listening and want to be part of the mission, please let us know. We can do tiny things. Andrew was talking about getting some stuff off her plate today, and I'm like, I had to crack the whip and say, crack that whip.
Not today, not tomorrow, but maybe next week.
Yep.
Not getting it off my plate. No, that's not the thing. I love every part and every piece that I do. Sometimes they all just show up on your plate all at one time. So it would be awesome to have a helping hand here and there. I wanted to mention that we are on, besides for all the podcast stations, we are also on YouTube, and you can see the live shows on YouTube. I am now putting them, I'm behind, but I am putting them on Rumble as I can. The being behind piece is because this little computer can only handle so much at once. So when I'm doing the podcast download and picking and editing, sometimes I can download the video as well, but putting it back into the upload in Rumble, it takes a lot of power that this little engine doesn't really have. And so it does take a little bit longer, and I'm getting there. And then...
oh, hold on. I just seen something.
I see that.
Read that, Mark.
Awesome. Yes.
Awesome.
That's perfect.
Absolutely, Mr. Cook. Yeah, you are 100% welcome to be part of everything that we're doing. And we call this family. And I selfishly do this. I'm going to be honest with you. I have so much fun. Little pissy about Jonathan not making it to Texas this weekend, but I'll get it. I have to get it in there somewhere.
Let's just remind you.
I bet you didn't slow down eating any crawdads this weekend.
No, I did not.
I bet you didn't slow down drinking any bourbon this weekend.
It was beer fest this weekend. Sorry.
You guys are you're out. And then Peterson did tell you that last night he ate frog legs. We got to talk about Bobby and Peggy Bobby Withrow. Yes, I got you on my brain. Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger as well. They just housed veteran number 129 in their campers. And while we were talking, he just had another camper donated, and he has 5 or 6 that he's getting ready for homeless veterans down there in Texas. And they made the trip. They came to see us, and I can't tell you how amazing it is to put
putting paws on people. Boom!
You shake hands, you give hugs, you meet them face to face, and it's an incredible. Ryan Helm, Polly, our friend Polly from Old 81, being able to meet that guy in person, and he's a couple of the wives from the band were there. They were missing one of their band members, but to meet them all face to face. Johnny Cole, we've met face to face before, but he cut his hair off, so we had to go see him again. And then Tammy Joe face to face again, seeing Holly, and then the George Michael Dooley band people. You guys, they're such nice people, incredibly nice people, people you would love to be around. It was a great day. And who was the PATRIOT We got the T-shirt. POM.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots on mission. Okay, so we're gonna get that right. We're gonna get that right in a minute here.
Well, it's tough when your phone's dead. And
Did we not talk about the MC?
Oh, and then there's Chad.
He was a special guest for last night's show, even.
Woo-hoo.
We even got him a nickname before we got me.
Well,
you could be the smooth, he could be the chunky.
No, crunchy, not chunky.
Oh, chunky.
Chad's crunchy peanut butter.
No one comment. We have the graphic fixed. This one doesn't have the E on Boulevard. I know. But this is what we got to do all weekend. The crowd looked similar.
Pretty close.
And amazing people, amazing conversations.
Yes.
Amazing events.
Deborah from Warriors and Whiskeys.
And again, this is where we want to do that full, all-encompassing thank you, because we know we're doing a horse poo job.
We have to put our list together, you guys. We really do. We will. I tried to do it on the plane, but this guy just sleeps on the plane all the time. So
is that let's have that conversation. Thank you. I appreciate everything about
he said he wasn't really sleeping.
This human
just resting his eyes.
All right.
Okay, there was a little it was so early on Saturday when we left, and I always try to get Peterson in an aisle seat because he's always up and down and running up the aisles. And anyway, got him an aisle seat. He at the end of the ride, he goes, I might have bobbed my head a little bit. I'm like,
the way down, I did not have an aisle seat. I was against the window. Don't even lie.
No, you were in the aisle.
You're ridiculous.
You were in that. So because the lady hit you with the cart. Dunk.
It's not true.
Yes, it's 100% true. I don't know where else he went on Saturday morning, but that was anyway. It's fun. It's good fun. Those things you put around your neck. I honestly haven't figured those out. They don't do a bit of good that I could figure out.
You put it on you got to put it on the front of your neck. So
they don't do a bit. And I think I bet Chad's got some new fodder to talk about in some upcoming shows. Hopefully, he's got a big Jeeping weekend. We'll get his information. He can share that out coming up. And Chad, I wish I could remember the name of it. And I have a completely dead phone as well. I guess that happens when you travel. Yeah. So.
Texco, TXCO
Adventures. TXCO Adventures. You can check him out on Facebook, social media. He's a media. He keeps up on all media. So
we went to Buc-ee's, and we are standing in Buc-ee's, and he has to meet someone in Buc-ee's in Texas that lives on the same block he lives on in Colorado.
Yeah, they live down the road.
WTH.
And they got a Jeep. And she's a Jeeper. She's a Jeeper. So they're on, I did a reel, and they're on that reel. So standing in Buc-ee's talking is Chad and his new friends from his town. So yeah, it's a small world. Actually, weirdly, someone else sitting by us was talking about, okay, so here's a cool story too. On the way down, because I don't really believe in all coincidences. I believe things happen for reasons. And, okay, there's nothing happening in Dallas on a Saturday morning at before 8 o'clock, apparently at the airport area. And we have to finagle and find our way to they have big pillars that say rental cars things, but it's way up there. And so we had to find where we wait. And it's like ghost town, like serious tumbleweeds were blowing across the road. And we're like, is there a bus that actually comes to get us? How long do we wait here? And then this one other lady comes out, and she's kind of bouncy and happy. And although she's got a story to tell, turns out she's from this little town called Northrop, over by Gaylord, Winthrop,
Winthrop,
which we have a teacher friend.
Minnesota.
Yeah, we got a teacher friend, and we say her name, and she's like, "Oh, Heather." She knew her. She's a veteran.
She's the VSO of that area, and there were only 3 people on the bus.
That's her and us, and she was so sweet. So that her picture is on there. She's the blonde one on the bus. You'd never know who. My kids, they make fun of me all the time. You guys talk to strangers. Yes, I do, because then they're not strangers when we're done talking. That's just how it is. And you never know who you're going to meet. She's from Allen. She's from Allen, Texas. So what a small world. There's
How many blessings in the weekend? You can't even count them all. That's why we can't put it all together and give you all the names. It's just not going to work.
And who's from Winthrop? And then we know two. There's nobody from Winthrop, Minnesota. Sorry, Winthrop people. But
you met the only 2 people in the whole town?
I think we know them both.
Bet they got a Walmart and a Dollar General, though.
No, they do not.
They might have a Dollar General, but there's no Walmart. They're tiny. They are tiny.
Everybody's got a Walmart and a Dollar General, huh?
100% no Walmart and Winthrop, 100% guaranteed. And I do not think a Dollar General.
There will be.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
They're working. No, it's tight because my little teeny town, high school town, we were a single high school. I remember taking stats at a section or whatever's after sections, districts, whatever, on the way to state, and they beat us, but it snowed. But theirs is a combined. Ours was, we were still single and we were tiny, and they're Gaylord Winthrop. So it's craziness. It's craziness.
You're right, Bobby. Don't talk to strangers, but that's for kids, and that's why Andrew doesn't let me talk to people. She gets to. I don't. I've walked down the alley, and it doesn't have to be an alley. It was actually a parking lot, and she's busy talking to someone, and all the other side of the block, I had to yell back. Sometimes you just have to leave.
Oh, he's so funny. That's why he has no friends. Your friends are mine are real life.
Look at that.
What do we got now?
We're up to 8 subscribers now.
We might have broke the 7. We might have broke. Well, you're 69 or 70. Whoa, 69.
We're going to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, this was our short show. This is our short show.
Yeah.
At 1 hour. Can I tell you guys?
Andrea's really cool shirt, though. I got it. So be careful what we're doing. It says, show us your we.
Show us your, oops. Yeah, that's right.
Show us your we. And because this is our mantra as well. And on the back, it just says the people.
Yeah, it has all this stuff.
The People's Patriot Project and the crest.
Okay. Did you even see it? I don't even know.
The we is about us, all of us working together, being part of the mission, helping people. Before in the early night, I had a thought about, and you guys were in some dialogue. It's not necessarily about veterans and first responders, for Pete's sakes. How about the treatment? How about just humanity? And I do think that we could have one of the largest movements in our country for positive messaging and interaction, and just realizing the whole thing that we talked about last night and today. Just build each other up, man. Build each other up. Realize we can have different opinions. I've changed a lot of my life over the last 5 years in the fact of what I will watch and what I'll bring into my brain. I'll say it. I don't watch the NFL anymore. The team that I supported was they did something that wasn't a messaging and I said I'm done. And Miss Eichmann doesn't mind watching the NFL. That's not an attack. It's not an attack. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't cause a fight between us.
No.
Yeah, she drinks a certain coffee brand. It doesn't start a fight between us. Drinks a soft drink I don't appreciate. It doesn't cause conflict between us. I'm going to get yelled at after this show, but that's
see if I ever let him in my house again. Ever. No, Bobby, yes. Wait, they were.
We saw that. I liked it, Bobby. I saw Shannon Book there.
Yep, we did see that one. And then Okay, and see, no, it's not that. Oh, we froze a little bit. Here's my point with the NFL. I think there was a decision made that wasn't the players' decision. I enjoy the game of football. I like some of the players, and that's corporate admin decision to do what they did, and so I can't blame the players for that one. Anyway, so I'm not. You can not watch it though, and I'm gonna tell you. There wasn't another option on the plane for coffee. Coffee is life. So thank you for the invite, Mr. Saturday. Peterson probably will jump on for sure. I got some family over, so we'll see how late that gets. Is that 2 hours? Is Pacific time 2 hours behind Central time?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be 7 Central.
Okay. All right. Yes. No, I know. I totally agree. And we'll share with you later our point on the NFL thing. He's breaking my furniture over here. My gosh. I
want to wash that when I leave.
Stop. He's so. I wanted to talk about next weekend's musician. His name is Ethan Wooten, and we joke a little bit because this is the third Wooten in about 3 months that we've had on the show.
I don't think I've ever heard the name Wooten up until now. All of a sudden, we have the Wooten clan. None of them are related either.
No, and they're not from anywhere near. As far as
one's in Colorado, one's in South Carolina, and I'm not sure where.
I think he's up on the West Coast.
He might be.
Yeah. So, Andrew, Chad,
CW,
and Ethan is.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Well, to start with.
Funny, we got this guest too.
We do.
We have
a confirmation on guest. It is.
Isn't this Nate Boyer? Isn't this
No.
Did I leave that on the sheet? I apologize. That changed.
Michael Madsen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a drop ad. So
awesome.
So it will be Michael Madsen.
We'd really like to get that other guest on, but apparently his life's too busy for us, and I get that.
Life.
I get that. That's.
So,
Miss Eichmann's got family here.
Jonathan's got the notes going. Thank you, Jonathan.
Miss Eichmann's got family here to do some of their celebration for today, and so we're gonna get going. I love the dialogue. There's some people we need to reach out to today. Remember, please, if you don't feel that we are giving you the attention you want or need, reach out to us. We'll give you the attention. We absolutely love and care about everyone in our network, and we miss Bobby Withrow. I literally miss Bobby Withrow. He is a huge, passionate, amazing man, and I see people that are popping up, and I'm excited to have conversations with Mr. Cook and see where he thinks his skill set fits into what we're doing, and working with this new organization. Every day is a Saturday, United States Marine Corps veteran. They've been pretty aggressive in what they've been posting in our space, and hopefully this is how family works, man. And some of us are redhead stepchilds, and we'll deal with that. 100%. Take time to remember. Take time to remember today.
Every day.
Take time to remember today, and remember to remember is not enough. And hey, remember if you can. It's not if you can. It's if you when you should. Do your buddy checks. Do them by a 6-pack. Reach out. 36 seconds. You reach out to 6 people just thinking about you. I do have another regret just recently, and I'll be candid and open about this. I have a family friend that I've been messaging. Lost his wife not quite a year ago. And I'm going to tell you, he was absolutely heartbroken when he lost his wife, as many of us could be and would be. And he was a father figure to me, and I lost him this week. And
sometimes you gotta keep in touch. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd actually was I need to reach out to him, and I didn't get that done, and it's one of those pieces. It's one of those pieces I got to live with. So, so I now have two of those in my world, and so please reach out to those brothers and sisters that may need to hear your voice or your connection, and it will save lives, I guarantee it. With that said, we'll see you this next Sunday on We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Thanks for all you do, Patriot Pride.
it's
Yeah.
the computer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's all good. It's all good.